Hey, it's Monday, October 26th, and behind me here you can see the beds where I'm planting garlic and onion sets. I wasn't sure if onion sets should be planted this time of year, but I was looking at the guidance from the Portland Nursery, which they do a pretty good job around here, Portland Nursery, and they suggested that if you were going to plant sets, that the bulbing of sets is very iffy because of the unpredictable spring weather, which I can attest to. Spring is short or non-existent around here, it seems like. But so they kind of suggested, well, plant them in the fall, and then their write-up said, plant them in the fall, and then you might have more success that way. So that's what I'm doing today, but I'm kind of doing it in the same area where I'm planting garlic. You can see these beds that are behind me here. This bed along here, actually this is where I have beets and chard and things like that planted. If I go back over here, this is where zucchini was. I've got some kale and some different things in here, but this is where I planted a lot of garlic, is in this one. And then I skipped this one, and then I've been planting garlic in this one. And I've basically planted all the new kind of, the new safe garlic, so to speak. And I'm going to keep planting my onion sets in this bed here. This is where all the winter squash and beans and corn were, where I was trying to do Three Sisters this last year. And if you saw some of my other videos, you know I'm not going to do it that way next time. But anyway, the last bed there beyond the red wheelbarrow is where I'm going to put my own saved garlic. Hello, it's Tuesday the 28th, and is it the 28th? Let's see, no, the 27th. Tuesday the 27th of October, and I'm planting my own saved garlic. I'll show you, it's a little bit scrappy here, but that's what I'm up to today. This is the garlic that I saved that goes, it's kind of scrappy compared to the seed garlic that I got from the nurseries, but you can see over here where it goes. It's going all the way back there to the last bed. That's the 7th bed back from where I'm standing. So I was talking about that's where I'm going to put the my own saved garlic, which I don't know that means it's not safe, but they always say, well, you should buy kind of the new seed garlic to prevent disease or whatever kind of thing. But I mean, my garlic didn't have disease as far as I know, so but I'm keeping it separated by one bed. The stuff that I know is seed garlic, that was the more expensive stuff from the nursery that is supposedly safer, and then the other bed will be kind of the stuff that is maybe perhaps more corruptible. And we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so that's what I'm up to today, trying to finish off my garlic planting so I can move on to my tulips and daffodils before we get too far into November. Yeah. Hey, it's Wednesday, October 28th, and I've got the garlic done. So the garlic's all on the ground. I also did some onion sets and and a little bit of shallots, but a lot of garlic. And now I'm moving on to, it's time to get the daffodils and the tulips and those in the ground. And there's a lot of different places I'm going to put them. I think I've got about 300 tulip bulbs, which is, if I can remember, I'll put a link to another YouTube channel that I watch that's up in Canada, kind of a home farmer, and they're professional farming, but they're kind of a small farm, kind of home business type of thing. And I was watching them, and they got like 3,000 tulip bulbs in there. They've got like a trencher to like dig out the trench and everything, which is kind of cool. I won't need that. I couldn't get a trencher through my beds probably very easily anyway, so I'll use the whole tulip drill method, electric drill method, and I'll show you guys how I do that, or show you all how I do that. But for now, before I even get there, I've got to do some prep work. I've got to kind of clean out some beds. This is kind of the bed that's along the street side of the garden, the north garden, and on the very street side, I may put a little bit of tulips, but I won't put a lot, because the street side's always precarious. I mean, it's technically a right-of-way, so somebody could end up driving over it at some point for some reason. But then on this side over here, let's see if I can There we go. On this side over here, I've just got this filled with strawberries. And you know, the thing about strawberries last year is I never seemed to find that many for as many we have grown, because I think the birds and the animals and slugs and everything get them, and plus it's just, you have to bend over a lot with them there. So I'm going to take out all these strawberry plants and I'm going to replant them in kind of hanging planters that go across my deck railing, so that I can harvest strawberries standing up. That's my goal. So I'm going to start that project now, because then that'll give me space for more bulbs in this area. So that's what I'm up to. I'll see you guys later. So yeah, that's the this is the street side, or this is the garden side of the bed that is along the street. All these strawberry plants in here going crazy at this point, but not actually producing a lot of strawberries. And then this bed stretches, kind of goes around the corner here and then stretches up here and then heads back to the rest of the north garden here. And this is the street side of the bed along the street, and it's all overgrown. I kind of ignored this bed for the most part for the last 4 months. So I've got verbenia growing out here in the gutter. So I want to kind of clean some of that up while I'm doing this anyway, and maybe make some space. This is where sunflowers were this last year, so maybe I'll put the daffodils along here. I think would look really cool. Okay, it's a couple days later, and you can see I haven't gotten very far. I was pretty busy the latter part of the week here, this last week in October, but you can see where I've been weeding. I've got a lot of volunteer foxglove over here, and foxgloves are supposed to be biennial, so I don't remember seeing these flower this last year when they came up, so I'm hoping if I leave them here that we'll get nice flowers from them this coming year. And then what I've been doing is kind of pulling the strawberry plants out and putting them in a wheelbarrow here, with the intent that I'm going to replant them in a different part of the garden, which hopefully I'll have time to do and show you later. They won't die before I get to it, kind of thing. Over here, this is kind of the street edge of it, so I don't want to do too much here because there's obviously kind of a city easement into the property, so you never know when this might get dug up in the future. So I'm just kind of clean it up and then kind of use it as an overflow area with stuff every year to kind of give some curb appeal, but not get too invested in what's here. So yeah. Well, hello. It is Saturday the 31st. It's Halloween, October 31st. Yeah, and you can see my kind of molehills back there. But you know, rather than battling them, I'm just using the dirt that they have in the molehills to start to kind of create a flower bed areas underneath the fruit trees here. So yeah, I'll show you kind of where I'm kind of stacking the dirt as the moles dig it up. You can see there's some of the recent mole spots. It's an old mole spot here, but some of the recent ones. And then over here, I've got these fruit trees espaliered across here, and I'm taking the dirt as the molehills come up. I'm just taking the dirt and kind of spreading it out there to kind of create beds that go underneath the fruit trees there, that I can put some flowers and mulch and whatever, and help kind of keep the grass down from around the trees. So yeah, that's hopefully that's putting this, what is otherwise an annoyance, to good use. I'm over in the South Woodland Garden. I just noticed, I mean, this hosta turned yellow very quickly. It did this in like, gosh, I want to say a few days, because yeah, just a few days ago I was watering over here and it was still just green and fine. I hadn't noticed last year, so I'm assuming and hoping that this is its normal fall color. It's been here for a year, so it should. So I don't have any reason to think it would just die on me. Everyone, welcome to PDX Garden Home. It is Halloween and we are in fall here. Wanted to show you kind of what the North Garden's looking like while we're kind of square in the middle of fall. I'm surprised how good it is. The weather has been pretty good so far. This weekend's been okay. It's chilly, but we had clear skies, and normally, you know, by this time we are getting so many rains that all the tomatoes and everything are dead because of the rain. But as I'm going to show you over here, our tomatoes are still going. So here in the North Garden is where we do kind of the vegetable gardening, and we've kind of got a street side here. That's where we kind of try to create some curb appeal. This here is thornless blackberries, which went crazy this summer and kind of grew much bigger than I thought they might. But then here was where I had this, I kind of put up this temporary structures for trellising up tomatoes. I grow indeterminate tomatoes. And we actually did have frost last week. It got down last weekend, or I think it was Sunday or Monday night. It was supposed to get down to like 28 degrees at some point. But apparently there was some kind of microclimate in here that kept it warmer, because I would have expected these tomato plants to be dead, and they're not dead. And as you can see, you know, the reason there's no leaves on them is because I trimmed all the leaves off in preparation for the cold, and the cold didn't kill them, which is a little bit shocking to me. So yeah, I'll walk you through here and you can kind of see see what we've got going on. We still got tomatoes at the end of October here, still going in Portland, which is a little bit surprising. So looking at the weather report, we might keep going for another couple of weeks. I mean, it's going to be very slow to ripen, but at least the cherry ones and stuff will probably ripen up. And as I come around this corner, I will take you up back towards the greenhouse. You know, lately in my videos, I've just been filming myself. A year ago, I had my assistant and friend Ethan was helping me do videos, and then we stopped doing that because we just had so much going on in our business activities that we couldn't afford to have two of us making videos like that anymore. But given it was Halloween, and you know, and then the other problem, we stopped kind of having Ethan do it probably, I don't know, we probably stopped doing that, I would say, going into the winter of last year. And then of course we had COVID, and so with COVID going on, just the idea of having two of us working on videos together during COVID didn't seem like a great idea. But Ethan had been asking, hey, maybe I can come out and help you with this, and I was like, okay, well, maybe we can set something up and you can do it. So yeah, maybe as we head this way, maybe we'll turn the camera on. I'll show you kind of what we're doing for social distancing here. Hi, Ethan. Say hi to our audience here.
Hi, audience.
So yeah, Ethan is set up here for pandemic garden videoing, and yeah, we thought this was the safest way to go. Keep him safe, keep me safe, and set a good example for those of you watching our videos. We are in Portland, Oregon, as it is, right? So I mean, really. We got to be safe here in Portland, Oregon, with the way we do things. So yeah, that's pretty good. And you know, besides videoing, apparently you're kind of growing on the side there. You got some potatoes ready to go.
Yeah, these did not come from the store. They came from my patches.
Yep.
And they're going good.
Yeah.
I think they're about ready to go into a bisque. Or
well, that's perfect. Yeah, just grow and go. That's a perfect situation. And I guess you must this is how you go around town too, I guess, right?
I just feel like it's the safest thing to do right now.
Yeah. And when you go to Trader Joe's, no, yeah. Are you the only one?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to be standing in the line without something like this.
Right.
And immediate place to put your potatoes.
Yeah, and I mean, do they ever? Because you grew these potatoes, do they ever? When you're at Trader Joe's, do they ever think that you're taking their potatoes?
Every time.
Yeah.
Every single time I have to deal with that Sometimes I go in with an Aloha shirt, and that confuses them even more. But you know, it's fine. I don't have to worry about it. You know, anyone talking to me, because I'm being safe.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I think I would say to all of our viewers, I think you should take Ethan's example of how to be safe, especially if you are in Portland, Oregon. This is definitely the way to go for a variety of reasons, and most definitely if you're like most of us in Portland shopping at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Ethan. We'll get back to our regular gardening episode here. I'll take you this way and tell you what's going on, and then we'll cut it, because we gotta carve some pumpkins today too. You know, since Ethan's got the suit on, I'm gonna take advantage of all the socialization I can get. So Ethan and I are gonna be carving pumpkins a little bit later today, but we're not gonna video that. It's just him and I, him in his suit. Since he's got the suit, I don't have to have anything on. Here we go. So yeah, this is where we had some of our other tomatoes, just a different style of doing them. That same kind of tomatoes. I basically had a mix of cherry tomatoes and some San Marzano tomatoes and a few slicing tomatoes. And so the actual varieties aren't any different over here. I was just growing them in a different way with these bamboo poles. This is the way I've traditionally done it, is with bamboo poles and then growing my indeterminate tomatoes up those. And then I like to grow French marigolds around them. I didn't do that in the other bed of tomatoes because I just ran out. So there's actually, this was a lot of plants, especially with all the other plants that we had to propagate in the greenhouse this year. So I'll take you this way before we close up for the day. So one of the nice over here, I call this the lilac row over here, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lilac trees. And one of the things that has been nice is some volunteer nasturtiums from last year came back and kind of filled this middle area of the lilac row there all throughout the summer. And now that it's cool again, they've come back and they start flowering again. So here we are in November, and we're getting great flowers. Well, almost November, and we're getting great flowers from that. So that's always nice. And then in here we've got kind of the fall winter veggie beds, right? So we've got broccolis and cabbages, mostly a lot of brassicas, kales, broccolis, cabbages, kales. In this bed I've got some beets and chard and spinach. And then those two beds over there, I just finished cleaning them out. You might have seen my other videos that this is where we had beans and corn and winter squash. I cleared those out last week, and I planted all our garlic out there. So we've got garlic and some onion bulbs in there, but mostly garlic. We plant a lot of garlic. Well, that's pretty much it going on here. You know, a lot of people think, I've said it in videos before, they think when you get into the fall or the winter that there's nothing to do for gardening, but the way I count the days and the months between what time I have to garden around working hours, I don't even know if I'll have enough hours before the next season starts, because this is the time that we want to get all the kind of infrastructure type projects in, right? So I might want to build some trellises. I might want to do something over there. You can see I've got our gardening sheds, and there was an outdoor sink there that's many years old against the garden shed. So I want to kind of maybe do something different there, build something out there. Meanwhile, in the greenhouse, we still have peppers and eggplants going, and yeah, I think that as long as the weather stays like this, where there's some sun out like this, it'll keep the greenhouse nice and warm, and we'll probably still get some of the chili peppers at very least going. So that's what's going on in the north garden here at PDX Garden Home. Thank you as always for joining me.